For the first time of my life, I know who I am. My heart belongs to no one but Egypt. It's because of their poetry of life and freedom.
Is it easy to fall in love with Egyptian men? If you ask me this sentence, I'll tell you definitely 100% yes. It's very easy. In fact, it's one of the most easiest things in the world. Why? A good question. Maybe you as a foreign woman you ask why so many foreign women actually fall for Egyptian men. What's the magic about them? Today we are gonna discuss this, but before we go straight to this question, you must understand something, that Egypt itself as a whole country is actually a country of love. I believe that in fact every country in the world and every city maybe you can have a name for it, a specific name. There's a lot of examples, but okay, for me, for example, for my country, I will call the name a walk, okay? But the name for Egypt is definitely love. And I was thinking about it today, especially today. Why it should be like this? And I found two reasons. The first one, if you read the ancient Egyptian story, how Egypt was built or how the whole world was created, so you'll find that this story is truly based only on love. And all the story between the gods is based on love. And of course there's even jealousy and murder and cruelty, okay, but the main reason was the love. And the second reason which I found, I read it one time in my life when I was a teenager, and since this time I cannot find it ever again. But it was a sentence that God actually protects Egypt. And it's one of the reasons why Egypt, the name Egypt, never was changed over history. So if you connect these two things, love and God, and you put them together, it's something beautiful, right? So maybe from those two reasons it has even effect on today Egyptian people. It's something really very, very beautiful, because the love, I feel, it didn't change since the ancient Egypt that much. Before I was telling you millions of times, and I'll repeat it again, I'm sorry, that I wanted to be an Egyptologist. So today I was thinking about it, why actually, what was the first thing why I wanted to be this person, or why I wanted to come to Egypt. And as I really went deep into memory, I remember it was the point of love, because all the stories and the books which I was reading about Egypt was always connected to love. They have such incredible love which in Europe wasn't exist. And maybe that's what I was seeking basically all my life, and I just realized it now, okay, after so many years. But indeed, every person in the world is searching for love, and Egyptians are really master of it. So that's what really interests me about Egypt as the first moment, because the description of the love itself, how they feel it, how they express it, is something unbelievable. It's so beautiful. And we Europeans with cold blood, let's say, and with no emotion almost, we really cannot express the love the same as Egyptians do. And I actually remember, before I get married, before I became a Muslim, I told you many times, I really was in touch with a lot of Egyptian people, women and men, both, okay? And the very first moment I get in touch with Egyptian people, I became like very addicted to them, and I didn't have enough of them. Like all my time, all my days, all my hours, I just want to spend with Egyptian people, because they really give me the feeling, love, a care, a friendship. All those things is really connected to one basically. And even the family, I felt with Egyptian people, I'm like home, they are my family. And this feeling being at home, and many foreigners actually say the same as I say right now, that when they came to Egypt, they feel like they arrived to home. And this feeling, no other country will ever provide you. This is really something very specific about Egypt. So, when I came here, and this can be very, very tricky somehow, because when you came here from the cold country, as I describe it, when people are not able to say to each other that they love each other, okay, they are not used to say the big words, and you live in this like 20 years, let's say 20 years, and then you come to Egypt, to the most warm country in the world, when everyone tell you immediately that they love you, they miss you, they care about you, there you are the sister, your brother, you are the family, that Egypt is your home, so suddenly you are like in shock and addicted. It will happen with you the same as happened with me. And you want more and more love, and you want the love never finish, and you want to continue, you know, forever. But actually this is, let's say, only 10% of Egypt and of the truths which you will realize after. But this I don't want to speak about now, because we discussed it in the previous video and we will still in the future. But trust me, the very first moment you arrive to Egypt, you will feel the love, you will even breathe the love, you can almost touch the love everywhere. And that's what makes the most women feel for Egyptian men. At the same point, it's not just about the country, it's also about the men, because they grew up here, right? And it's good to realize that Egyptian men really know how women mentality works. Most of the women has a problem to really realize how the man mentality works, and especially the Egyptian men. But the Egyptian men really know very, very well. And because I spent with them really so much time since I was a teenager, so I know all the tricks, all how they work with the women. I will give you one example, simple example. When back I was still a teenager, I had such a discussion with one Egyptian man, and he was kind of fighting. I told him that women care about how a man look, and he always told me that it's not true, that it's important how woman is beautiful, but on man it doesn't matter how he look, if he is good looking or bad looking. And I was in a big fight with him about it, but now I have to admit that he was actually right. I saw it many times. He basically told that on man, what mattered on man is his character. If he is good or if he is bad, and the woman belongs to beauty. Okay? And I see that he's right. It really doesn't matter here in Egypt if the man is good looking or bad looking. All can really foolish you the same way. We really believe this, it really can happen. And especially for us as Europeans, we say that beauty is not all, that beauty doesn't matter that much. So it makes the work even much easier for them. I remember one single detail also of when you first met Egyptian man. So I told you will get attracted to how warm he is, which word he is using to you, how much care and attention he give you, and he will really listen to you. And for example, if you are not attracted, he will keep his best, he will never give up. And this is the one of the most beautiful things which I like on the Egyptian men, that they are fighters, that they really don't give up. Even the women say 100 times no, and they really want her, they really will try their best. But there's a good point. They will not do this like forever, even they will not give up, okay, I'm on my words, but they will give you attention so much and going after you and chase you, but there has some limit. And sometimes if you still don't want him, he will tell you okay, he will stop speaking to you, for example, he will ghost you kind of, but he mean it to do it because he know you will rub back to him. Because imagine you get like 3 months of the attention and the love and you don't respond back, and suddenly he by himself he stop it. What will happen with the woman? For sure you will miss it, you will miss the love suddenly, because it was too much and suddenly have nothing. And this is the point, breaking point, when you go to the Egyptian man and he will get you. This is the, I believe, one of the most famous trick which a lot of Egyptians are using. And then the second famous trick, I can tell you honestly what they are doing, how they will take your heart, is that they will share their very, very bad and emotional love story with previous women and it didn't work out. Really, they can say such stories, you will really cry and you will feel sorry for them. And from this point, they will get you by time. This may take a longer time, but it's working very well. So that is actually the reason why so many foreigners fell for the Egyptian man. But it's really, really good to notice that this is not the true love which stays forever. This really is only how to foolish the woman, how he gets her, how to marry her, simply, okay? But still, you don't know anything about the man. Now I can tell you, when I stay so many years here, that right now, with my information which I know, to fall in love with each man can seem much, much harder than before, okay? Before it seemed so easy, so amazing, but now, when you know the truth, it's really difficult to fall in love with really some Egyptian men. Even I can say, yeah, the appearance and the tricks are still working and they still have the same magic, but the true love really take a deep and very hard work. Okay, so that's why I was telling you, you have to take care of this, and you really have to pay attention. Then if you fall in love with a man, it can happen easily, as we now discussed, but love and mind must be together. This I believe I already mentioned as well, a lot of times as well. So always pay attention that after the love happens, you still will dig and test the man if he's good for you, and really know his character, who he is actually, how he interacts with other people, how he interacts with his family, with his mother, and so on and so on. But you really have to know the truth about the issue man, and after you decide if you really want to continue life with him or not, because really love is not everything in this world. Love is something beautiful, but it can really harm you and really even break all your life if you are not careful. So as I told in my previous video, I was too naive, I admit it, and still I am somehow, but please don't repeat the same mistake as me. Don't be naive. Love is beautiful. Experience it with every cell in your body. I'm 100% in, but still you have to use your brain.